Hey, AfterBuzzers, the gang is all back together. We have Bonnie up to her old tricks again, playing murder. Annalise is back in the game teaching. We are talking the How to Get Away with Murder Season 5 premiere right now.
You're tuned in to AfterBuzz TV, the ESPN of TV talk. Now, let the buzz begin.
What's up, AfterBuzzers? We are finally back. Season
I love
5.
the song.
I know, it's so good.
It's the best spookiness.
Chilling. I like it.
Yeah.
We are finally back. I'm so excited. I'm your host, April Whisenhant, here with my two brand new co-hosts.
Hey.
I'm so excited.
What's up?
Hey guys, I'm Jaimi Gray.
What's up? I'm CJ Walker.
Shout out already to everyone in the chat joining us. We are so happy to be back with y'all. First things first, I want to get to your just general thoughts about the premiere. Did you love it? Did you hate it? What did you think?
Oh my goodness. So of course this show is crazy, but I love it. That's why we're here. I love all murder mystery shows.
Yes.
But I think that it definitely had a good way to start off this season, because season 4, it ended on like on a happier note, and it's just like, you know, it's not going to end up being happy. So I thought that they did a great job. I think that it's definitely going to be crazy. It started off, you know, we're wondering who is that in the snow, and then it ended up where we're still wondering who it is. So I have so many questions and predictions. So yeah.
I honestly disagree with you entirely.
What?
Yeah, I thought the show, it kind of started off like really slow. I was expecting something a lot more and a lot more like action happening.
Yeah.
And it didn't. So hopefully it'll build up throughout the season.
Yeah. I'm like right in between y'all, because there were moments during the episode where I was a little like,
Yeah.
you know? I like that they gave us right away, literally within the first few seconds, the blood dripping on the snow, because I think every season I
feel
always
like every
wonder.
season it does that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's true. And then I always wonder, like, they can't just keep murdering people, right? Like,
It's How to Get Away with Murder. So, I mean, they have to have at least one murder per
true.
season. Yeah.
But this seems like it's going to be a big thing, which I guess, you know, that's what they're
Everything.
known for. So
Right.
I don't know. I want to start off tonight talking about our boy Frank and Laurel because of that proposal moment at the end. Do y'all think Frank and Laurel are meant to be?
Hell no.
Okay.
Oh my goodness.
You're both already shaking your heads
Like,
no, so there we go.
No. I mean, the thing is, I've grown to like Frank, and then I'm like, I don't like him, but I like him just because of everything he's done and done to people.
Yeah.
But just him with that proposal, I'm like, what were you thinking? I think that he has some sort of like,
He's a sweetheart.
he's a sweetheart. You know, he's changed a new leaf, turned a new leaf. But I think that he's just being driven by guilt almost,
Yeah.
especially when it comes to babies. Like him and Annalise, he felt like he was involved with that, and then he broke Laurel's heart, and so now he's back trying to get Laurel back, and it's like, slow your roll. She just had a baby. She's still heartbroken over literally, like she's still heartbroken over losing Wes.
Yeah.
Slow your roll.
Yeah.
Were you hurt before?
I mean, I'm just saying, like, these dudes are her crazy. Comment in the live chat if you agree. Like, he was just way out of line.
I feel like he's just trying to be romantic. It seems like he's been in love with the girl the entire, like, for the past few seasons. And it was a good gesture to me, a romantic gesture.
I think he meant it that way. I think he is in love with Laurel, but he needs to, like, read the room. You know what I mean? It was pretty obvious. I mean, I don't know. According to last season, she did seem super into him, like to the point where I was like, wait, Wes literally just died. You're still pregnant with his baby. What are you doing?
She was hurt.
Yeah, but she definitely seemed, and the other, you know, I always call them the kids. The kids all saw that, or like the Keating kids, they saw that she wasn't into him. So it seems like he should have known that. Like, giving someone a proposal is just a little serious, but then it is like he's sitting there taking care of her
she
baby.
needs that stability.
So that kind of makes that's a good point.
No, that's
I'm
what
not saying he
gets.
should have done it, but I get his mindset. But no, he should not have proposed to her.
She needs her baby needs a daddy. And
Oh my goodness. See, this is but see, that's the thing. I feel like guys get like they jump the gun and pun intended, okay. They jump the gun and then they think, well, I'm doing this and that, and it's like there's so much more than that. And just like you said, read the room. He's not picking up on the signs. And just because you're there for her, just because of this baby, what have you really done to say, okay, this is the woman that I truly deserve? Like, you guys have a really conflicted, toxic relationship. It's not gonna work. No.
I think it's just too easy for the show to kind of give us them as an engaged couple. Like, it would have been so weird. So they need to obviously like mix it up somehow.
And not only that, but
No,
not
of
only
course.
that, but also Bonnie. He was messing with Bonnie. Bonnie was Bonnie messing with Wes, or did that not happen?
No, that didn't.
No. Okay, so
I'm like, oh,
she was
God.
messing with somebody else. Oh, it was Asher.
Yeah.
So it's just too much going on within the Keating Five that he just needs to find another woman.
I feel like, but he is just as crazy as Laurel, so they're both crazy. Crazy meets crazy, so they'll make a perfect couple.
I thought opposites attract.
I think they're good. I actually think, like, in the long run, like, let's talk end game of the show, which hopefully will be never. But I think as far as that goes, they would be good together. But it's just not the time. Like, she definitely, I mean, what? I'm guessing he's 3 months old, I think. That was the time hop. So he's a few months old-ish at this point. We don't know exactly how old, maybe 5-ish months. But it's just not the right time for the two of them.
No.
And they need it. They have to mix it up somehow. Plus, how weird would that be? Frank is still living in Bonnie's house. Obviously, Laurel moved in. And Bonnie went through this whole breakdown over Frank. So, like, now he's going to propose to Laurel, and they're just going to live there with the baby.
No, because he kind of ghosted her. Remember, after they slept together that one night, and then she woke up and he was gone. Like, Bonnie has this kind of void that she wants to fill with the men in her life. So she kind of takes other people's men, like Annalise's man, rest in peace. And also, it's just, I think it's just, again, it's so toxic. It's just not going to work.
Yeah.
And if you guys noticed, when Bonnie was with Christopher, the baby, and she was also sitting with Laurel, and then Frank comes in, did anybody feel some type of way? Like, whoa, there's a triangle here.
I didn't really, but only because I've kind of forgotten about Bonnie and Frank at this point. You know, it seems like it was just a moment in time.
I don't know. Bonnie, she's crazy.
Oh, I think Bonnie still feels it for Frank, for sure, but Bonnie kind of feels it for anyone that she's kind of been with.
Bonnie kind of has daddy issues. So.
Keep an eye out for Bonnie. Something's telling me, like, especially with that last scene, I don't know. Let us know what you guys think in the live chat, but I don't know.
We always have a group of, like, Bonnie lovers and Bonnie haters.
Ooh.
So,
where are you guys in the chat?
I'm a Bonnie hater.
What do you?
I'm in between because I feel for her. She's been through so much, and she's almost like kind of cute. I'm just like, I just want to pet her head. Like,
I don't like Bonnie at all either.
It depends.
Okay, but Bonnie has her new boy, who's not new. We saw him last season, but now he's running for district attorney.
Yeah, that's weird.
I'm calling him Miller because I'm forgetting his first name.
His name is Ronald. I wrote that down.
There you go. Ronald Miller. But he obviously was involved with, or works at the DA's office. He's now interim DA. But remember, at the end of last season, they matched on Tinder or Grindr or whatever it was. Probably not Grindr, I guess. But they matched, and they have this little flirtatious thing going on. I see it as an awful idea, but then I'm also like, oh, Bonnie really needs to get her some. So
she's in love.
I don't know. I almost see it. But then, okay, she tells Nate that she's using him because she needs to protect them because she doesn't know who Denver Gay. You don't think she actually likes him? Because I get the vibe that she really does.
I can't see Bonnie.
No. That she likes Ronald. Sorry.
Okay.
I can't see Bonnie with real emotions. I don't see her liking anyone really.
Yeah.
But remember when she said to Annalise, "I love you." Remember that? Like,
I still can't get over that.
Yeah, I was like, so I didn't even know what she meant by that. I know we won't stay too much on that one, but maybe she's always crying. That girl, she's got some pent up aggression, emotion.
So
from
she needs
all
to let it
salt.
out on someone.
Yeah, she does.
Maybe it'll be him, but I think she's like. Goes halfway with it because she does seem like that flirtation at the end with them where she's sitting there like, well, you should make a move. Like, that's the most sexy Bonnie I've ever seen.
She's playing something. There's an end goal that she has. I can just see it. She wants something from him that we probably don't know about yet.
Yeah.
So I feel like she's trying to get something out of him.
Well, she's saying that it's to protect them because she doesn't know if Denver fed him any information. Remember, he was Denver's right-hand man, and Denver had the whole the drive, the flash drive, or the hard drive, whatever it was called. And so she says she's doing it to protect him, but I think, sure, that's part of it, but I think majority of it is that she actually likes him. But I like him for her. They seem like two little weirdos that need to be together. I mean that in a good way. Like, that's her character. That's his character, obviously.
He seems like really innocent, and she would just overpower him. I don't know.
But remember when he almost tried to like blackmail her last season? He's like, I know what you did. I know you're a part.
Okay.
I don't know. We'll see. They're, you know. Before we get to our number one girl always, Annalise, you have a little info for our peeps, right?
I do, yes. AfterBuzzers, thank you so much for watching. Of course, if you guys are fans of How to Get Away with Murder, but I'm sure you like plenty of other shows, and we got you covered. We have plenty of after shows just for you, from sci-fi, drama, reality TV, competition shows. We literally have it all, even animation. I'm on an anime panel, and I know my co-hosts are also on some other amazing shows, so make sure you check it out. The way you can check all these shows out is, one, subscribe to all of our channels. That way you can get everything. If you want to be notified, click the bell. If you don't want to be notified, don't click the bell. Simple as that, okay?
But always click the bell.
Exactly. Like, don't you want to be notified? That way you catch up with us every single week. So like, subscribe, comment in the live chat as well. And of course, we love you guys for watching. Thank you.
Yes. Okay, Annalise, back in action. She's teaching again at Middleton.
Yeah.
I didn't think that we would get to see that side of her again. I thought it was just going to be lawyer Annalise and whatever, but I'm happy because we get a whole new crop of students, including lovely Gabriel Maddox.
Ooh, he is just, You know what, Luna in the live chat, girl, we're here. We were just agreeing because she was saying how Frank is fine, but I was like, what about Gabriel? He is just a beautiful masterpiece.
Lots of beautiful people on this show, for sure. I see him as a little sketcheroni.
Wait, is he someone's kid?
That's what they're leading us to think, that he could potentially be Bonnie's son.
I thought he was Annalise's son.
No,
remember?
Son died.
Yeah. Remember, his name
that's
was
why I was
Sam?
like, well, you know, I remember that her son died, but I was like,
maybe
is it a twist that he didn't die and she was lying?
So they're trying to make us think from how they're, filming or putting the show together, that he's Bonnie's son.
But who's the dad?
But you remember she was
assaulted.
She was assaulted
Oh,
many times. So she gave the child up for adoption. My whole thing is, I know this is a TV show. Not everybody's going to look like everybody.
Yeah.
But that kid does not look anything like Bonnie. And they're clearly, How to Get Away with Murder is so good at trying to make us think something. And then it's like, oh, wait, what is actually happening comes totally out of left field.
Yeah.
So, I mean, you're probably more right than anybody.
No, I think it's Annalise's son because he kind of favors Wes. And everyone used to think that Wes was Annalise's son and whatnot.
So maybe they'll throw us off by
maybe it's like a twist that Annalise had another kid, or that she was lying the whole time and that kid didn't die. I don't know.
That would be crazy.
Because all that drinking and being at her mom's house and turkey, shoo, 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 that song that she sang to Christopher. Here's my theory. So well, Christopher the baby, like Christoph, too many names. But I think that the baby is possibly Bonnie's, and perhaps she was assaulted by a black man.
Yeah.
And then if you squint your eyes a little bit, you can probably see like the eyes, like she has kind of this small beady eyes, and he kind of does too. So, it's a show. They're going to try to make up something.
I know.
I don't know. But I'm with you as well. Like, he doesn't necessarily look like her. Yeah. So I'm up in the air about it, but it could be hers.
I think it's a little too obvious with the way that they're doing it. We see at the very end whenever Nate gets the DNA test back, which I'm curious why Nate is so interested in this, other than just being a part of it. And obviously he's been working with Bonnie at the DA's office for a long time, but he goes out of his way and gets her cup and takes it to the lab and whatever. And it confirms that whoever is on that paper is her son.
But how do we know it's Gabriel? How do we know it's him?
We don't. That's what they're trying to make. Like, at the end of last season, whenever he's like walks up to the table at like the first day of school, and Frank's there too, and he's like, I'm Gabriel Maddox, and Frank turns around like as if he knows something about that.
That's why I thought it was Annalise, because the way the season ended last time, it made it seem, to me, it made it seem like it was Annalise's son.
Well, they also ended last season with Nate looking through the files and looking at Bonnie's. I watched this today. That's the only reason I know.
Same.
And looking at Bonnie's, and it showing the DNA, and then it flips to Gabriel at the school. And then today, whenever they're at the lab and they're like, oh, it's confirmed that this person is the mother of this boy, next scene is Gabriel playing basketball. So they're clearly trying to make us think that So I don't think that.
So here's another theory I have, and I could be wrong, but let's just put it out there. So I'm thinking with Nate and Frank, they're somehow in cahoots with Bonnie. Mm-hmm. Is Bonnie pulling them onto her side and taking them away from Annalise? Because notice Annalise was a little bit jealous of Nate kind of being around Bonnie.
Yeah.
So it's like, why are they so invested in Bonnie and this DNA test? And so just like you said from the last episode of season 4, Frank, he did state, he was like, looks like the good times didn't last too long. Her kid's here.
Yeah.
Who is her? Who's her's kid? Who is it?
Yeah, as if you knew. You're right. I forgot about that.
Because he was on the
part.
phone and he looked over. So it's like, so he already knows the name. So Frank is hiding something. That's why I'm also happy that Laurel said, hell no. So, I don't know.
In chat, I missed it. I'm going to find it. Give me 1 second.
Yeah.
Niles. Hey, Niles. He says Tegan's son. That's one of our guesses from last season as well. There's this whole thing about Tegan's son, but then I'm like, Tegan is the lawyer at Kaplan and Gold that Aunt does not want them to hire Annalise because of everything that happened last season at
the
Kaplan
woman
and Gold.
lawyer.
Yes,
yeah,
exactly.
Yeah.
And that was a theory last season, but I'm like, how is Tegan going to be tied into the rest? But it's clearly somebody's son.
Yeah.
We just don't know who. But I like him as being part of the show. I didn't like that he stole Asher's seat, though, in Annalise's
Asher's got to get it together. He's got to get it together.
You don't like Asher either?
What? It's like, what? I'm not like a man hater, I promise. So
a romance hater, because you're hating on the two guys who have like the biggest heart
they
towards
need to step
women.
up to the plate.
True.
They are. Asher is giving his full heart to Michaela, just as Frank is giving his full heart to
Asher
Laurel.
isn't anymore.
Well,
but
he's trying to. He has like a lot of emotions because he's jealous of Gabriel. So,
but I think that's the issue because Asher, remember, he ran a homegirl over with his car. He gets angry, and it's like he always had to work on his maturity level. And
he's probably
with
a Pisces.
Michaela, but why would you want to go back to a woman that cheated on you? And most of the time, men. Not that I would have any like relation to this, but I feel like men, like if they're cheated on, they're like out of they're done.
Yeah.
And women, they tend to give second chances and longer.
Or they're
more.
crazy if they don't.
I disagree with that.
All right.
I feel like that could play like both sides of the field because women could do that too, just as men can.
Yeah.
Well, so when someone in the live chat, Cough 2009 says, I wouldn't be shocked if it was Michaela's son. That's, all right, I don't know.
He's somebody's son, either way.
Like, maybe the same age.
That would be
okay.
very, very weird. But I think I was kind of upset that she chose him over Asher until whenever at the end of the episode, it made sense whenever she's like, what's your passion? And she seemed genuine. Like, we all know that over everything else, even though Annalise is like, no, I want boundaries. I don't want everyone to think that I'm playing favorites. It's clear that she still does. But I'm happy with what she said to Asher because Asher has kind of always been lost in something. It's been Michaela for a while. And now, it's just kind of being crazy before all this stuff with his parents. But when she didn't say his name, I was like, oh, he's about to go run someone over with a car again.
Yeah.
Because he just got that look. But I was reading an article before I got here, and I wish I still had it. But it was basically saying how Asher this season is really going to come into his own and his whole storyline.
I like Asher.
They're going to develop his character a lot more. And I'm happy for that because he's always kind of been, obviously he plays a huge part in the show, but he's been that comedic relief right when you need it. So I'm happy for him to like get a little more. But Annalise is killing it in the classroom already.
Yes.
And she kind of just like shuts everyone down immediately.
Yeah.
Do you think it's a good idea that she's teaching, or she's going to have this clinic now? She calls it a clinic, and we'll talk about Kaplan and Gold, of course, how she got it. But do you think it's a good idea she's back into teaching, or do you think she should just stick to her Supreme Court stuff?
I mean, I guess I'm kind of both ways about it, but when she was kind of cutting everybody, it reminded me of season 1, where she was just kind of so, by the book. And and so I'm like, maybe there's going to be another team of people coming in because we're already meeting Gabriel and who knows. So I think we're definitely going to get new characters. But as far as her being in the classroom, I'm like, you just be like a Supreme Court case, like stick on that high. Don't go back to this. But I think she wants to keep her foot in the door as to what's going on because we still got files out and she wants to make sure she can oversee everything. So
she needs to make money.
Exactly. Keep that coin. So I think she's just trying to like keep her eye on everything.
Well, didn't she just get that new job? So she has.
She did, but not before she accepted the teaching job, I guess, right? I was like, what was the order? I'm happy that she's back in the classroom because that's how we get so many of our good stories, obviously. And it seems like, obviously it's a different class, but it seems like it's going to be like the one in the very beginning where everyone's kind of presenting something or they're picking a case and then she picks someone to lead it. We know that because of the preview for next episode. But I'm happy that she's doing it because it kind of gets her back into that mode that we were originally introduced to. And it's kind of, she's like back on top, which I'm very happy to see her back on top. I will say, though.
I disagree. I feel like she's working her way back on top. I don't
That's
think.
True.
Yeah.
Good point.
I feel like it's going to take a little time to get back there.
I feel like I felt like she's definitely higher than she's been in a few seasons.
Yeah.
But I feel like I was thinking she's on top because of all these people offering her the positions. But you're right, she immediately gets shot down.
Yeah.
I do want to talk about her interviews, but I want to say that I was kind of surprised that, I knew she was going to choose Gabriel because she has to for the point of him being on the show.
Yeah.
But I was kind of surprised she did because I didn't think he made a great argument. I think
Really?
he did, but in comparison to the others, when they're listing this,
Right.
this.
But his was more emotional.
It didn't sell you.
It was. It makes you feel the feels. It made me, because I'm like, holy crap, this is a legitimate issue.
Yeah.
But he's obviously a new student. For her anyway, and he's new to Middleton, so he didn't give me the law. Like, I'm used to Michaela just throwing everything out there. So I wonder if he'll end up surviving, but I don't know.
He seems like he's not afraid to say what's on his mind, like Keating, which is also why I think that he is Keating's daughter, or not daughter, son. Yeah, that's why, because they have a lot of similarities with the way they argue, the way they present cases and whatnot. So I feel like something is tying them together.
Whenever he made the comment about, he's like, we win cases by emotion, people dying, spouses or whatever he said, and he's like, you should know that best, Professor Keating, with your husband, or however he worded it. I was like, no, that was just dumb.
That was a jab.
I didn't think it was good of him to say that.
Either.
I was like,
no.
You're an idiot.
Yeah.
I feel you. Like, he's not afraid. He's willing to go for it. But I was like, ooh, not the right instance.
And tact, it's like when you're in court, you have to still have some sort of tact. Like, you can't just, you have to lead by emotion, but you can't just pull that out. It's just like, what for what?
He clearly was impressed with himself for saying it, but I was like, ooh, that was a dumb move.
I feel like he's the type of guy who's either what he's going to say is really going to win someone over or really going to turn them off. Yeah. And clearly he won them over. Mm-hmm. So
he won Annalise, and that's who's most important.
Yeah.
Annalise is trying to win all of these. Well, they're trying to win her over all of these different law firms, basically offering her a booty ton of money to get on their side. Tegan is very against her going to Kaplan and Gold because of everything that happened last season. She's like, I'm here. I need to figure this out. You can't be here because you're involved.
Yeah.
But it ends up with the governor kind of stopping all of that because of what happened last season with her and the Supreme Court case and whatever. So in a nutshell, we see her end up at Kaplan and Gold, and they're going to fund her, what did I call it? Clinic, the class clinic. I think it's their way, and I love Tegan's character. I think she's a super amazing addition to the show. It's their way to keep her in, and it's their way to keep that tie to last season, but I think it's going to be a semi-ruin to Annalise to actually end up working there. It's like, it sucks to get her back and then to not. What you got?
Someone on the chat, it actually sounds kind of like a good theory.
Yeah.
Long shot, or Desario says, long shot, but what if Annalise conceived when she was assaulted by her uncle and Mama made the problem go away? So that could be...
There you go.
That could be like a thing. That could be the son.
You never know. It's very possible, for sure.
Yeah.
Anything is possible in this show.
Yeah.
100%. But Annalise she ends up accepting the job with Kaplan and Gold. I think it's gonna actually do terrible things for her. In the end, I think it's gonna. But it was kind of like humanizing for her to walk out and then to kind of
humanizing
turn
or dehumanizing.
No, humanizing. Like when she walked out all disappointed and turned around and she looked like she had some tears in her eyes, and then they call her and say she got the job.
Humble yourself.
But I don't think it's a good job, or it's a good idea for her to work
when
there.
He gave her the job, he kind of like jabbed at her when he was saying like, I was the only one who wanted you here, basically. I felt like that was a jab.
Well, but I kind of got why he did it in the sense of because she just got everything she wanted and more, and they got nothing. So it's like his way of showing, but I'm still the boss.
Yeah.
Like, you get all this stuff, you get all this money, you get your own staff, but I'm still your boss. And guess what? Nobody else wanted you to be here. So I get why he did it because, Annalise, she is a big personality and she controls the room, she rules the room. So they want to like bring her down a peg.
Yeah.
But I don't think she's going to stay down a peg for long whatsoever. No. We have the rest of the kids that are here. It's, we have Oliver and Connor. Connor's finally back in school, thankfully. Oliver finds them this house for, I guess, Michaela. A frat house. Michaela and everybody's going to live there except Asher, right? Mm-hmm. Yes. Laurel and obviously Connor. I think that's...
And Frank. Is Frank living there?
No, Frank's still going to be with Bonnie.
Okay. Yeah, see,
he's not he's an adult. They're the kids, he's the adult. He's still going to live with his ex-lover who might still be in love with him, but also is murderous. But he's murderous as well.
Wait, how old... What's the age difference between Laurel and...
Oh, I'm sure
it's Frank.
It's probably not anything.
Maybe like...
Is Laurel's like 26 maybe, and Frank's
probably like 26. He's probably early 30s?
Yeah, he's probably like 6 years or less.
Yeah.
Older. Yeah.
I don't know. It's not... I don't think it's a huge difference or anything like that. But Frank is going to be living with his ex-lover, Bonnie, while she... is murderous and possibly still in love with him. And the other people, I'm like, wait, so y'all are going to have a baby? Michaela's crazy, trying to hook up with everybody, but then getting shut down. And then also the couple who are getting married and going to have really loud sex. I mean, I guess it'd be a fun house to live in.
Yeah.
While we're talking about Laurel and Frank, can we bring up, like, when Laurel got that dress, the gown from her mom?
Yes.
I kind of think that she sent that to herself. Do you not?
I am fully on the Laurel killed her mom train.
Yeah.
Like, fully on it. The scratches on her arm, we have had no one make sense of. They're still there, so clearly this is like a deep thing. This is 3 months, assuming-ish, from where we left off last season. So that's 3 months for scratches to heal. They're still there. That's deep.
That's a great point.
And and it seems like everyone else thinks that she killed her mom as well. And I mean, she had reason to, but obviously there's never reason to kill someone.
And postpartum depression, it could have really triggered her to make, just drastic decisions, against her own mother, which sounds so wild, but that's the show.
I mean, but her mom is one of the biggest reasons why Wes is dead, though.
Yeah.
Do you think her mom sent the actual dress, though?
No, I think her mom is dead.
So who do you think sent
that's what he said. Yeah. I don't know.
Her dad?
I don't know how she could have. Maybe it's her dad. She shut down her dad. You think it's her? She sent it to herself.
Because they didn't have like an address on it. She could just place it outside the door and just said, "Hey, my mom did this to cover her tracks."
Ooh, that's good. Zephyr in the chat agrees with you. He says, yes, I think Laurel sent it to herself. Fina Juliana, you saw how Laurel looked when Asher said, now we know you didn't kill her. Yeah, she looks totally guilty all the time.
Yeah.
I think this is one of the things that they're not making seem totally obvious because we're still like, but did she kill her own mom? And what would be the purpose of that? But the thing crazy. Exactly. The thing I always go back to is this very seemingly honest conversation between Laurel's dad, Jorge, and Annalise at the end of last season where she's like, that's her mom. She wouldn't do that. And he's like, you clearly don't know my daughter. And we know that Laurel's done some crazy stuff in the past, but Jorge is also a master manipulator and will say anything to get what he wants. And that was Laurel's excuse. Like, that's my dad's main job is to get y'all to doubt me and to come in between us, and it kind of worked on me. But it seemed like what's the reason to lie? He wasn't outright saying she killed her. He's just like, she could do this.
Yeah.
So I think there's no other explanation that we know of at the moment anyway for the scratches on Laurel's arm. And if there was, like, if it was because she was in an accident or she fell in the elevator when she was having the baby, whatever it could be from, she wouldn't be hiding them. You know what I mean?
Because at first I thought it was like maybe she's hurting herself.
Yeah.
but
it's
I
clearly
think,
like
yeah,
it's in two places. I don't know.
They're gonna give us flashbacks, so I'm excited to find out.
I know. I think she definitely did, but I don't. It makes me think that the murder at the end is possibly going to be connected to that because
who do you think that is?
Oh gosh, I don't even know. That's an important question.
Predictions.
Yes, so we will think about.
Okay.
I definitely think that the baby in the snow thing. So starting off the episode, like I said, we see the blood in the snow. This is at Connor and Oliver's wedding. So we're going to assume that certain people are still alive. The same article that I was talking about that I read earlier, they confirmed that it's a big death and that Gabriel has a big part in this season. Not that the two are connected. A lot of people in the chat have said, and I thought this at the beginning of the episode as well, that it sounds like a woman's breathing.
Yeah.
So, I'm still not over the West death. So I can't imagine them giving us another main character dying. But it's like, how does this continue to happen to these people? But then I think like, ooh, Asher's on the outs. He's looking crazy right now. Michaela's pissed. That's another thing we should discuss is Simon. She got Simon deported and everyone is still giving her a super tough time about it. And that's why Asher made that his argument and Oliver's making her move in because of it, even though I'm like, you clearly don't hate her that much if you want to live with her. Yeah. And, that's going to be, I think, a continuous story throughout the rest of the season. So I don't know who it is in the snow, but I'm guessing that's baby Christopher at the end. By the way, I love the baptism scene. It was so sweet. But then I was like, y'all are all going to get struck down being in that church.
Yeah.
Bunch of murderers. But I think that there was a super sweet scene, but it's definitely him in the snow, right?
Mm-hmm,
so
for sure.
Who could that be?
It's definitely Christopher the baby. In the
Christopher Gabriel?
No, baby.
Oh,
the baby. I want to get into our special segment. Did we miss any other major things in the show before we get there? We're doing a special segment, y'all.
Yes.
Should I?
Go for it.
Can I get some music, please? So our special segment, no music.
We'll get it.
Just go.
We're going to do this every week, by the way.
Every week, our special segment is going to be called Keating's Best. And Keating's Best, it's basically we're going to choose one person from the cast who is the MVP, I guess, who had the best skills throughout the show, right?
Okay.
I like it. Yes.
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
The best.
All right. Who is y'all's MVP of tonight? Keating's Best.
Let's start out with you because I still have to think.
Okay.
Mine is Bonnie. Solely for, and everyone in the chat's going to be like, what the heck? Solely because of the scene at the very end of the person in the snow, and she walks up and it like has this like, oh, you poor little thing look on her face, and she suffocates them, whoever it is. I think it's a female. It sounds weird to say it sounds like a female's breathing, but it does sound like a female's breathing to me. I think whoever it is, Bonnie clearly doesn't have, she knows obviously, but she doesn't have that much love for, because she kind of just walks up and she's like, oh, like, that's unfortunate that you're bleeding to death. Now let me just end the process for you. So Bonnie is fully up to her old murder tricks, which is the side of Bonnie, oddly, that I like the most, because she's just like, I don't play no games. When it comes to stuff for her that she knows can't be fixed, she does what she has to do. So Bonnie's gonna be mine. What about y'all's?
Okay, so
Keating's Best, who's yours?
My Keating's Best is going to be for Gabriel, not just because he's fine, but because I think that he's definitely up to something, and I kind of commend that. He came towards the end of semester or last season, and I think he has a plan. So what that is exactly, I don't know, but the fact that he was able to wiggle his way into Keating's class, he's definitely up to something, and I think that's commendable. At best. He beat Asher, so he gets the trophy for me. I'm excited to see what he has.
For me, I think my Keating's Best, I think I kind of have to agree with you, Gabriel, because he got the last seat in the classroom.
Yeah.
And he beat Asher. He basically proved himself with his speech, and so I feel like he's Keating's Best.
We're gonna
not Bonnie.
Just for tonight, y'all. Next, we have lots of good news and gossip. I want to say in our chat, E.B. Morris says that baby looks like a girl in every scene. And then Zephyr says that baby is actually played by 2 twin girls. All I know is that's the cutest baby.
It is so
one of the
cute.
cutest babies I've ever seen. And I'm so happy that they did it because...
Is it baby?
It makes me...
Not a girl?
No, it's a boy.
Wait,
it's Christmas, but it's played by
dress?
2 twin. But for baptisms, boys and girls are in dresses. It's a Catholic thing, I guess.
Yeah.
Okay, give us that news and gossip.
Yes. All right.
You get the music for yours.
And like,
so you guys, we just want to catch up with all of the cast because, of course, they do major things behind the scenes. So first up is Miss Viola Davis. You guys, she has a new book, and it is called Corduroy Takes a Bow. Do you guys remember Corduroy?
yes.
So Corduroy, I remember Corduroy, but I guess she's collabing with the creators of this book. This book is, of course, for children and children at heart, mostly ages like 3 to 5, but feel free to get it for your daughters, nieces, nephews, sons, whoever. But I'm excited about it, so congratulations to Viola on your new book. All right. So for the next one, we did not forget about our very own Wes. Okay. Rest in peace.
Wes. All right.
So Wes, aka Alfred Enoch, aka Christoph, he has a new show in the UK. All right. And basically, it's called Trust Me. So it is a BBC drama, and he is going to be replacing Jodie Whittaker. So congratulations to Wes. I know how when you're acting, you always want to get those gigs. So congrats to you. He is British.
Harry Potter.
Yes, Harry Potter.
Breakout role.
Remember?
Okay, yeah.
So then next we have Connor, aka Jack Falahy. He, of course, is doing other acting gigs. He was in a short film called The Song of Sway Lake. And with this, he says if you want to watch it, you can pre-order it or use a digital download to see it in theaters this Friday. And that is the clip right after the West one. And the next clip I want to show is of Jack again. He was doing a charity event where he is running.
He's killing it.
Yes, and it was for the Nautica Malibu Triathlon, and it was to support the Children's Hospital of LA. I love when you see actors doing, just big things, just to support other causes that are so important like that. So big ups to him. All right. So the next one is, of course, speaking of Connor, you have Oliver, his his fiance, soon to be husband. So he is a singer. He can sing. He's a man of many talents. Not only does he act, but he sings. And he has a new song out called My Funny Valentine. Yes. So you can find it on Apple Music, and you're in for a treat because we can hear it. Play it. Yeah.
My funny Valentine.
I love this song. This is a good cover, yes.
Sweet comic Valentine.
He's good,
Yeah, he
y'all.
is.
I'm getting in the mood over
I wasn't
here.
expecting his voice to sound like
You
that.
make me smile.
I love this song.
We should have opened with this.
With my heart.
That was awesome.
That was amazing. He's so
Wow. Well, congrats to Conrad, aka Oliver. That is awesome. So you guys always keeping up with our cast, but
Yes.
that is our news and gossip.
All right, let's do predictions. We have some major predictions
Yes.
going here in the chat. I know we only have a super quick minute.
And now, your AfterBuzz TV
Where's that coming from?
predictions.
Okay, we only have a quick minute, so we're just going to do the lightning round of predictions.
Gotcha.
Who do you think is dead?
You guys, okay, so I agree with a lot of people in the chat. At first I was like, is it Tegan? Or is it Annalise? No, I don't think so because she's already been injured a lot. I don't think that's her in the snow. She'd probably be like, just kill me now because you guys keep hurting me. I think it could possibly be Michaela.
Yes. I was like, Michaela, she's got to go. She's got to go.
The reason I think
We
it's
all
Michaela,
think Michaela?
yeah,
I think Michaela.
I think Michaela because, well, one, think about, she did kind of take Asher from Bonnie. Bonnie has this issue with men in her life, so she might have been feeling some type of way about
she
it.
wouldn't necessarily care. She would, but she would also be like, oh.
Yeah, and I don't think she really likes Michaela because even like in the season 2, I don't think they really ever got like along. I don't think they were ever really that close.
Yeah.
And also you see Michaela holding Christopher the baby, so I think it could probably be our Michaela.
I agree. I can see Michaela. I can see them trying to get Michaela like her own spin-off. and Marcus is gonna be on there with her. So,
Marcus. She loves Marcus.
It.
I think Michaela as well. I would die, but I would die. You know, if any of them died at this point. But I think it could be Michaela only because she has just kind of like stabbed everyone at this point. You know, Annalise is not loving her, obviously, because of what she did. Everyone's not loving her because of what she did to Simon. Obviously she still has Laurel, but she seems to not really have everyone on her side as much anymore. So I think that, not to say that one of them kills her, but I don't know. I just feel a connection to her, and honestly, it kind of sounded like her breathing. To me,
because we're thinking it's a woman, and
in the first part of the episode, I was like, "That sounds like Michaela breathing."
Really?
I thought
it was Annalise, but then I was like, "No."
I didn't even hear breathing, so I was like, "What?"
You were just tuning into the episode. I don't know. Well, thank y'all so much for joining us in chat. We always have such a good time with y'all, and thanks for joining us here again. Remember to like, subscribe, comment. Let us know throughout the week what you think. Where can they find y'all on social media in the meantime?
You guys, I'm Jaimi Gray. You can find me on Twitter at It's Jaimi Gray or IG at Jaimi Gray.
You can find me everywhere at ICJ Walker, even on YouTube, because I'm a YouTuber.
I love it. I'm April Whisenhant. Y'all can find me everywhere at April Whisenhant, and we will see y'all next week.
Later, guys.
Our founder, Keven Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and me, Maria Menounos, would like to thank you for tuning in to AfterBuzz TV. Remember, we're not just the first, we're the biggest in the world, and we're the only destination for all your favorite TV shows. Whatever you crave, we've got it. So go to AfterBuzzTV.com and check out our lineup. Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.